Dumelang re la amogela mo go Daily Thetha on SABC 1. Nna ka lebitso ke nna Nicolette wa Gamashile ngwana wa kwa Bushbuckridge Mapulaneng. Yana re tshwareleng lona le leme la matsogo ke sesi Andiswa wa ga Kebashe. Le gone mo ga Daily Thetha re lebelela taba ya gore a lot of people seem to try to run away from. Whenever we speak about the healers tsa rona tsa mo lefatsheng, whether it is a traditional healer, whether it is a psychic, whether it is a medium, we always talk about the gift that they have and what they can or cannot do for us, and whether we believe them or we don't believe them. But nobody ever looks at their lives on the fact that they're just human beings. They also fall in love. They also have bagwera. They also go through their own difficulties. So how do you relate with your healer friend? What are some of the things that you are kind of afraid of to become close to them? To become their friends, to become their family, to live with them, to be able to exist in the same space as them and have people associate them to you.
Ekamelo tokamia kucwaninda sibewu ngithi ngibingelele emakhaya eMzansi siphinde futhi sibonga ukuthi nikhona namhlanje kuseni sikwazi ukuxoxa kancane ngalento lethi nesihlezi sibuka ukuthi yazi umuntu ukase isangoma kusasa umngani wami or umuntu who's now a healer. People do not find the peace of mind of understanding ukuthi ekugcineni they're still human, but also even better abantu nabo abadinga uthando and support during the time where they get separated from into abayijwayele. I mean, one day uma uyavuka and usayisangoma, and how do we translate that when it comes to uthando esinalo as family?
Yeah, Melody, I always think that for me, the one thing I always ask is that if siyayihleba usangoma, uyakwazi ukusizwa yini? Because I just feel like if you are their friend or you are dating them and they know when you are cheating, they can see when you're cheating, and this could be really because I'm quite ignorant about their gifts, right?
Yazi yangihlekisa as umuntu wesilisa ngicabanga ukuthi yazi bekunosisisothile ngimthandayo ngimbonile kodwa manje igwaba abale ngiphethe emadolweni ngenze njani ngoba manje yena ngathi uyazi le ndaba uyayifila mara.
She already knows ukuthi yagwaba. So Melody Ludekwazi went out into the streets to go and find out what are some of the views of people on the streets, and would you date somebody who is a psychic or a traditional healer or yona sangoma? Let's see what they had to say.
Ukwakha ubudlelwane and relationships is genuinely difficult nje kungenanto kubeke laphi ke ngoxa kuthiwa wena unesiphiwo onaso sokubona. Ndiyayicinga uba inoba ayikho lula lonto leyo. Igama lami ndinguludwekazi Ndlazi and I am at your service ne-Daily Thetha sisestratweni sizobuza abantu about healing, love and relationships. Isangoma, inyanga, umprofeti baphila kanjani nabantu emphakathini, and we also want to find out from the public why is it that kukhona i-discrimination ekhoyo enjani. Sifuna ukubabuza uba bacinga njani bona ngalento yokuba kuphathwe abantu siphiwo esi ngohlobo ekuphathwa ngalo nabani na. Masiyabava bathini na. So but namhlanje sithetha nge-love, healing and relationships. Sacela ubuza, would you date umuntu who's a traditional healer okanye usisangoma or a medium, psychic, into ezikanjalo?
Yes, I would, because like it doesn't affect like your personality yalo muntu lowo, so I wouldn't like mind dating him. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like somebody who knows something that's gonna happen would actually let me know what's happening. So I actually like that. Yeah.
Kulokho ukuthi besabani ngeke ngisho kodwa sesiyeqinisweni labo ngabantu. A calling is a calling. You can't change them. My into iseubizwa solufikile lufikile. Uyabona lento. Mina ngiyaba accept njengabantu.
Yebo, I would date a traditional healer because he might give me some advice on some things and he might help me on my sicknesses throughout while we're dating.
I wouldn't even think of it because number one, their appearance is so scary. I wouldn't want to get any close to those type of people. I'm sorry.
Why do you think abanye abantu bayoyika, like bayasaba to affiliate themselves with people who have spiritual gifts like isangoma okanye inyanga or anyone who actually can see some things?
Sometimes there might be problems in the relationship with the person, and you might feel ukuthi uzogloya or isn't this ganjalo. That's why people don't associate with those kind of people nowadays. So yeah.
No, angisabi, because like siyafana, so I don't think like khona umuntu ongaboni into eyenzakala manje. Like angakwazi upredict maybe ezinye izinto mara not like into ezenzakala manje.
I feel like maybe it's because they're afraid that that person has got something over them. So yeah, that might bring some sort of fear of something like that. Yeah.
Angeke ngikhona uhamba nomuntu othwele umqhele wenyongo and uthwele you know, a lot of things esabekayo around them. So for me, it's simply fear. Ukuthi bayesabeka nje for me.
If someone you were dating had spiritual powers, do you not feel like bangabona yonke into yenzayo wena?
Yeah, they would, but like I wouldn't be cheating anyway, so it's cool.
You don't feel like it would restrict you in the relationship?
It would restrict me, but then it's cool if I love the person, or if I'm truly committed to the person. So yeah.
Because most traditional healers are accused of being witches and bewitching other people. Yeah, that would be the case.
Nani ayibonela ke babukeli ukuthi ngempela abantu bayakhuluma emgaqweni abanye banama opinions angafani abanye ayenza sense amanye ayangithusa because I think, to be honest with you, finding out ukuthi umuntu ozwana naye has a gift sometimes can be a positive iphinde futhi ibe nethuba ukuthi ibe just two-sided, because I mean if my girlfriend can see emaphupheni akhe ngicabangani, I start having this thing which I'm no longer in control of my personal space.
Look, I think for me, Melody, it's the amount of time they need to dedicate to this gift that kind of scares me, because you know sometimes when you are the one person that can give people information, people over depend on you.
Yeah.
So now our lives, does it mean that our life is now going to get disrupted because of that?
But are we not being selfish? Aren't we not being selfish because these people have a responsibility? At what point do we now support them instead of running away?
Hayi, selfish.
Okay. Let's have a listen to what you had to say on our voice notes.
I don't see myself being in a relationship with any of the above, especially isangoma. Cause guys, the belief jaga le sangoma a di tshwane, so relationship yaga le obviously it's at the Fiji. Now I'm okay with just ordinary guys.
Ayiniyazibonela ke nani babukele emakhaya ukuthi ngempela abantu ababoni ngokufana, sinobona izinto ngendlela ezingafani, but sometimes also we need to ask our questions ukuthi ngempela mina how am I njengomuntu wesilisa ngibe comfortable ngazi ukuthi umuntu wami unesipho, she has a gift, and that gift gives her access to my thoughts or maybe to things in my life, and I feel like angisakwazi ukuthi ngibe ne privacy of my own space.
I think that's the biggest thing, Melodies. It's always asking what can and can they not do that will change the dynamics of a relationship. But I also think for me, it seems very, you know, deeply rooted in this gift. For a couple of months or
sometimes
years. But I think it's the ignorant perceptions that we also have that makes us parents not understand. But for me, it feels like my life now needs to be disrupted because we're not trying to and then you come back also you know, those kind of things.
But you see, loco also makes us are we not being selfish? Because I mean they go through a lot for this process, and sometimes but if no busy and you don't respond to the call, you know, there's sometimes negative things that might happen, but angaz, that's why we're going to be speaking to them a bit later on the show. But on social media, as it stands, I'm dating a sangoma man. I don't see any problem, and I'm not scared of him, and we have a baby, and I'm engaged, and he is a human being like me. I also have a calling. I'm not scared of anything because it's a gift from my ancestors. I love my sangoma man. How am I doing, my daughter?
We're going to be talking to Buitumelo quite later on, but there's something distinct that she says. She herself has the gift. So it's easier to understand if you also have the gift. And that's what we're talking about. When now relate with somebody who is a healer who does have the gift. And remember, we're not talking just about sangomas. We're also talking about psychics, you know, mediums and everybody else who is in that realm. Please stay with us after the break.
I sesambe saphinde sabuya la ku Daily Thetha on SABC 1. Sijabula ukuthi wena ekhaya ukwazi ukuhlala nathi. Unfortunately, us now get a studio audience due to the pandemic, which is the coronavirus COVID-19. Kodwa ngoba technology ivumile kuleka siyakwazi ukuthi sibafonele sibashange video call. Now sometimes balahlele ngama WhatsApp.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Gogo Moyo on our call just now. But before we go there, they say with great power comes great responsibility. And right now we want to talk a little bit, or we actually went and visited Mo Mokharili, who is a 21, well, when she got her gift, when she found out about her gift, she was 21 years old. She's a musician. You know, she's going to help us understand Merko haiki when we talk about her being a healer, but also get us to understand how does she then interact and be able to fit in bophelo ba gagwe, what she does, and also what is her responsibility, because I think that for me is quite important. Let's go and see what she had to say.
Kamalam gumo mukhirehi. How old was I when I accepted the calling? Now 21. It was scary. I remember 3 days before go consult, but you just, for some reason, we humans always want the go ahead. You could, yeah, unalio. Yes, we want to hear it from someone else. What can I say? As soon as I can, I just knelt and then I said Togozan. I started shaking and it was just like no. So every before it's not migraines, you're not sick. And another thing is, they've been telling you that you know you have this, you know you need to do this, but when I ignore, number one, the obvious reason of a lot of the things that for instance, because you need to be in constant communication with your spirit. For me to go go twice, I had to leave a lot behind. Like the biggest change that I had to do was leave a UCT and come back home. Obviously because the language that they speak, mina being a figure because kimotwana, and they work in the spirit. At some point I was bedridden sick. What's wrong? We don't see anything. There's nothing wrong with you. Probably just pretending because you don't want to go to dance class. The trauma. Everyone. Let's put that out there. Everyone okay. Because everyone that lives Molofatsing has had people in their family that passed away. Number two, an ancestor that looks after us. Before we were even born. Can I say there's nothing different? Between myself and yourself. The power that I have, it is borrowed to me for as long as my ancestors want me to use it in the manner that they want me to use it. The things that I see, doesn't come from me because I'm so ordinary like everyone else. It was elite. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's different ways of hearing that voice. Others see images in their head. So you just close your eyes and you just see a movie, it's a whole film. Others see pictures. There will just be a picture that just flashes in your eyes and you know it's, okay, this is the message that I need to relay. Others hear voices in their ears. Others hear voices in their head. So, and for the first time you might be scared because Lagoena we try la, but it will prepare you. The biggest responsibility with the gift is ukufundisa the next person about the gift. To make sure that it is not misunderstood or misinterpreted. There's a gap between post-apartheid and now that there's a huge amount of space and about our culture and our gifts that is shorter. So my responsibility, the little amount of people that I can reach, and those that are able to be open-minded. It's fine. I mean, but whether you take it or you don't,
Engikuthanda kakhulu ngosisi ukuthi she's able to express herself so well in the way yena experiencing ngakhona, and she does not limiting her knowledge to what other people could have gone through.
Look, I love her. I love her, and I don't know why there's something that is inclining me, and maybe it's what she was speaking about.
Yeah.
But I think what she was able to do is that to contextualize in her own life, to say, you know, the most difficult thing sometimes, go explain to the next person, what is actually happening. How do you actually make sure that this other person's life is also not disturbed because when you're going through something like that? And I think talking about going back to that selfishness you were talking about, I think it's that responsibility also from their side to be able to educate. I mean, we've got a social media coming in from Scavenger Kelly. Society doesn't want to understand us as healers. When you're a man or a woman living alone, not dating, society will put you under scrutiny. They simply can't look past the human side, forgetting that we are more than just that. But as batho,
you know, I'm glad that you've raised it in that way, because still is to welcome onto the show with us to Koko Moyo, or just to step in and educate us a bit as someone who's gone through this journey and is starting to expand beyond just serving herself, but umphakathi wakhe. Koko Moyo, thokoza. Siyakwamukela onto the show la ku-Daily Thetha. Ngithi ngibuze, I mean, if you can paint a picture of a day empilweni yakho as a traditional healer, what does a day look like?
Okay, firstly, I would wake up to a day of doing reading, helping them through the rituals or cleansings as they differ along with the people's needs. But after that, I would plan for the work that I do personally, and that's working on my YouTube channel about African belief practices. Also, I need to be, I live with my parents, so I need to be a daughter and a sister to the people I live with. So I have to be a lot of things to different people and still manage to take care and have time for myself.
Koko Moyo, ngibuze ukuthi, do you know when you are able to separate when umsebenzi wakho uphekwe abaphansi and when you can be a daughter? Because sometimes I feel like it becomes a bit of a blurred line for abanye abantu.
Oh, certainly. I'm a bloodline abakhona, especially if you have friends and then they know you to be a person who's gifted and not realizing that there's also a line there in itself. Because as much as I'm a friend to you and I always love to help, but there's an understanding of valuing someone's time and having a time for everything. Because I might be in the middle of a dinner or a conversation with my elders or my family, and at the time the timing would be wrong, it would be understood differently by the mates. But also, even in relationships, for your partner to understand that as much as you love spending time with them, there's also time that you need for your self-care, your introspection, self-realization, as well as going through your daily practices of really nurturing and feeding your spirit. So sometimes it's a bit of a blur and it does merge into each other, but I think it's one of those things where we have to teach a culture, even a culture around yourself, not even the culture that you belong to, so that the people know how to move around your life and know which times or how to best approach something, and in that way also be able to maintain the kind of relationships that you keep with each.
Koko, just maybe quickly, if you can tell us what are your actual healing processes. I saw the other day on Twitter you were doing tarot reading for COVID-19. So if you can maybe tell us so that there isn't an ambiguity on what you can or cannot do.
Okay, I mean, first and foremost, I'm a sangoma, but again, to a lot of people, I'm a lot of different things, because someone who comes into my practice might just need I would need a counseling session to help them with their relationship with themselves and their families, etc. As well as someone who just needs immunity for a particular type of assistance, and then therefore I'm a herbalist. But in the most part, like I'm a very spiritual person, so I don't limit my spirit to a practice or a belief. So yes, I threw my tarot cards for the prediction, or just to gain insight on this virus that is plaguing the world as well as our country, just to see from a different perspective. Because I know when it comes to spirituality, we all at the end of the day are talking to the same thing. We may approach it differently, and that's why I was opening up the conversation to never really resist on allowing your spirit to be able to connect and intervene.
Yeah.
And sorry, just a quick one, Melody. And how then do you relate to Linko Bophelong Bago in understanding what? So being able to explain to them, no, I might not be able to see 1, 2, because we think that you guys know everything. If Kyahoseba, we think that you know. So those kind of things, how do you make sure that people have the right information about what you can and cannot do?
I think also that let's be creative to perception and all the myths that you may find that exist around us as well. But I think it's one of those things where you have to reiterate in terms of the audience that you have, and also the way you explain things. You must bring it to a level of understanding for a person. Otherwise, you may talk to someone for a long time, but they still won't get the gist of what is being communicated. So I think also in the way we live our lives, it also encourages a person to understand differently and better. I can't dress a particular way, but say, I have everything has to feed into each other for you to be able to send across a consistent narrative about what it is that you can and cannot do. And in that's where you create the culture, and eventually people know you for a certain thing.
I said this bonga kakhulu lethubo sinike lona ukuthi uxoxe nathi namhlanje la ku Daily Thetha. We appreciate your time and sikufisela konke okuhle umsebenzi wakho.
And please guys do visit my YouTube channel, GMTV.
All right, we'll definitely do that. Thank you very much.
So uyayizwa ke lento besithi thina ikhona. Kodwa ke asikaqedi. After the break siqhubeka nendaba because the love gets deeper. Welcome back to Daily Thetha Lago SABC 1. As we continue the conversation and also further, we get to understand about people who have the gift and the gift that they love so much that they've been given, but also that gift ibafakela a bit of pressure when it comes to their personal relationships. It makes them question uthando between uma or ubaba or even a daughter due to the gift.
And I think it's quite important for us to be able to understand how do they navigate love and friendships. All those things are very, very important. But we did visit Ugogo Thandazile Mthonsi, who's all the way in KwaZulu-Natal. She's still young. She's going to tell us about her experience of going down this journey and also what it's meant for her life. Let's see what she had to say.
Good day, everyone. Togoza. This is Gogo Mthonsi, all the way from KwaZulu-Natal. I'm so grateful today to be part of Daily Thetha show. Okay, all right. When it comes to friendships and relationships, building and maintaining relationships as a sangoma can be quite difficult and challenging. They're very jealous. They don't want you to have anyone close to you. They're very protective as well. So if you have a sneaky boyfriend okay, let me just start by saying this. We are all different as sangomas, as healers, as spiritual healers or sangomas or traditional healers. We all have different powers, and it's powers as funny, and I saw as a fana. So and then you get someone, a traditional healer that has got very, very sharp ancestors and it's got like powerful gifts when it comes to seeing things, sensing things, and so on and so on. You get a sangoma SPW just when it comes to that's perfect. And then you get people that are actually able to see and sense. Like I don't know. So a project I find if they don't like that particular person or a friend, they will expose that person. I lost a lot of friends when I accepted my calling. I lost a best friend of mine, but we did fix things, but she just couldn't accept me for who I was. She couldn't accept me and she couldn't understand my journey and so on. So we drifted. You can have friends, but I don't think you will have that many friends.
You know, she's had to navigate in such a manner that she's always listening to her little lirking. I don't know, jealous. So yeah, and I think that for me that's an amazing gift to be able, because already our parents will tell you Melody is not a good friend to you, but having that gift to be able to decipher what type of person needs to be in your life. Now, I don't know though how much of a great gift it can be when it comes to romantic partners.
You see, I'm glad that you're asking this question, because ngiyazi khona ohlelekaya onempendulo and they get a chance to be able to tell us. Send us a tweet, ungakhohlwa #DailyThetha, or even Instagram. Just teach us, not just from ukufunda. But on the line, we got a chance to meet with an amazing lady who's taken a chance with akhulume nathi sebenzisa technology, and her name is Usise Tembi, and she is a psychic. Tembi Mabena to be exact, and she is a psychic medium, and she gets to walk us through her journey, and as a mother of 3, how does it connect? Sister Tembi, welcome to Daily Thetha like SABC 1. I see aphila siyajabula ukuthi ukwazile ukuthi usinike isikhathi ukuthi ube khona. Tengbuze nje, I think the first thing, most importantly, please explain to people, when we say you are a psychic medium, what do we mean?
Okay, a medium in isiNguni is a umlamuleli. So we are basically mediators between the living and the spirit.
Okay, Sister Tembi, but you talk about being a psychic medium. So now, in our understanding of a psychic, it's somebody that can see the future into somebody's life. Are you saying you are able to do that and at the same time be able to facilitate those conversations between the living and the spiritual?
Yeah, well, you can't really see the future unless the spirit wants you to see the future. So basically what happens is that when you are in the presence of the spirit, they'll give you a message that is crucial for the living. So therefore, whether they want to show you the future is totally up to them, but it's really scarce that you are able to see a person's future, because that's still God's job. God still has a role that you need to play, and the spirit's job is not to reveal the secret, you know. So they just give you the relevant message that is suitable for your life.
And does this mean to those people around you, when you actually had to start saying, guys, this is my journey, this is what I love to do, this is what I've been gifted with, did you find that your immediate family was the most supportive, or did you find support first outside of family?
I didn't hear your question properly.
So when you decided to take this journey, did you find your support stronger like ekaya, or was it first friends from outside, then everyone eventually came around?
Oh no, with this journey, support is the last thing that you would get, because first of all, it's full of skepticism. Like, people don't really know what you're talking about. So you first need to learn to support yourself before you can look for support elsewhere. And then when I started to accept my gift, and then I noticed that my surroundings also could give me support, because this is really happening to me. So if I didn't support myself first, then I had no expectations from anybody else.
Sister Tembi, how much of your time does this gift take in a day? How much of your family time does it take?
No, doesn't take any of my time, because it's part of my life. So I know how to live with it. I know how to juggle my life around it. So it's not really a nuisance in my life, because it doesn't require me to do the whole thing that other prophets of Angomos do. For me, it's just wake up and do what you have to do. The gift will work itself out.
The reason why I ask you that question is I want to understand bana ba gago abantwana uba explainela kanjani, you know, what you do, so that they also not teased at school, hey, your mom is this, your mom can see into the future, because you know a lot of us are quite ignorant about the work that you guys do.
I instill an open mind to my kids because there is something higher than us.
Yes.
And then when you're gonna teach your kids to honor God, they'll also ask you, who is God, Mom?
Yes.
So what you need to do is you need to teach your kids to have faith, you know, in what they don't see. So I've explained to my kids very clear that, you know, when a person passes away, they don't really go away from us. Physically they go away, but spiritually they still connect with us. And that's faith. That's you having to have faith and believe that if you believe there's God, you believe that God does bring forth spirits, and the spirit was God's children.
And have you ever found a time that there was conflict in ngaphakathi enhlizweni, you know, where there's something that you've seen or you've experienced it, but you need to pass it on to someone, but because they are reluctant, you know, to believe. Have you ever found yourself in that situation?
Or even about her husband?
Well, there's boundaries. You know, when it comes to spirits, there's boundaries. You know, whatever is revealed to you, you don't have to say it there and there. You can always take it back to the spirit and say, no, send your child to me, then I'll deliver the message to them. There's boundaries when it comes to spirituality. You can't just jump on anybody and start to everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so sibonge kakhulu. We thank you so much for your time and nakhona sakhalisela kumsebenzi wakho wenzayo and accepting your calling.
Thank you so much.
Uyayizwela ke nawe mbukeli ukuthi ngempela abantu go through it differently. Now I think I love the part where she knows ukuthi kunala ama boundaries oqala wakhe with your spirit and your gift. But after the break we also look at the impact it has on abangani abalahlekelwe umuntu because they had to accept the gift.
Right here on SABC 1. It is Daily Thetha. And if you've just joined us, we've already unpacked Korena, the healers and what is their responsibility. We've also delved a little bit on some of their challenges in terms of really just creating those bonds and interactions with specific people and just also the community at large, because it can really be difficult when people understand and what are some of the things that you can or cannot do. And often what you find is that happy in what you is that you do. If people don't believe, they always tend to want to criticize and stay away from you. But we're reading social media and we've got one coming, a very interesting one coming from Ulisa Klakaza Ari. My mom is a sangoma and throughout my childhood, it felt like a curse upon me because every time I achieved something, whether academically or in athletics, they'd say, no wonder I am a witch. Even when I finished matric in 2015, I was doing maths and physics, and I was the only one who passed in my class. The community was not surprised. I was a witch anyway. My mom's gift destroyed my childhood. Now that's painful, man. It's very painful to read that.
Because and sometimes we need to take pride that my mom is a doctor, my mom is. And in this case, she can't even enjoy the gift without also successfully Now it seems like
Yeah, and I think it's important to educate the society in those big hospitals, in the big surgeries, is no different from a traditional healer, a psychic medium, you know, because that for me is what that's where we need South Africa to get to, so that a person like Lisa can also revel and celebrate your nampo ya mewagage.
You know, my question now, it's just a pity but I wanted to know from someone like Lisa, did she ever recover? Does she feel differently? But at this very point, we are going to speak to Gogo Ndlondlo, who is in Soweto. Technology. Gogo Ndlondlo, siyamukela la ku Daily Thetha. Yes, now umlayezo ongenayo njengoba uzosikhuluma ngabantu abafana nabo Lisa, where because of a gift kama wakhe it happens ukuthi I gift ise affect a childhood yabo. Imndeni silungiselela kanjani to say someone in the family has a gift, this is how we're going to. Ikhona indlela esingayilungisela?
I can't seem to hear you guys. There's quite a bit of noise behind you. But if I heard you correctly, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So it depends on Ogutu levels in Funani and what the ask is. So obviously, it's a consultation basis. You have to find out, okay, what is the issues that are being presented from Igbozi, what is the ask in terms of what needs to be done, and then what's the way forward in terms of what the family has moved to. if you have a personal issue, it's a now one, then we deal with that. But if it's a family issue, it's a family conversations are also done. And then those matters are also addressed accordingly.
Gogo, we are struggling a little bit with your line, so we're gonna try another question just to see if the line does clear up. Just a quick one, Gogo, on children. Like a person like Ulisa, mabathi kuye wena umntwana omthakathi.
Yeah.
How does a child respond to that?
So, mabathi umntwana omthakathi.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're referring to somebody or we're just referring to a situation where there was an altercation between people and they referred to it as that. If it's tough sometimes because
I think we're going to try and see if we can get back a line for you that is a little bit more clear.
Yeah.
We are struggling a little bit. So I think we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's interesting what she said just from the start. You know,
100%.
Because already she's speaking about the preparedness. Here's this gift that I've got. How does everybody else around you?
And it's a good time to ask that question because we did get to speak to the young lady earlier who came in, and we got in a friend from Umo, and Mo's friend came and says, you know what, I'm going to come and share a bit of my story and how it impacted. Have a watch.
Ikama Frank Wagamabaso. So my reaction was not when she told me. I could actually receive the energy I get that at that moment in time. Going back to your question, it's not always a friend having to tell you, but it's you having to receive the energy that she's probably at that time. So it was an energy I received from her.
Whether I liked it or not, it was going to affect them. But Frank, but I still in Nigeria the whole period, because hankar eski batla sela go tropong tshwantse re kopane okay ke go gaufi where must I meet you ngizokwazi ukubeka halfway or whatever.
I think to answer your question, yes, but the change was not for the worse but for the better, especially with us creating music. The more you're connected, the more you can say what you want to say, and I think when she was in that process, that's why we created more music. The only adjustment I had to make was, for me, every time I order, there has to be no meat. And all the time I'm like,
I remember feeling like, because but I can't go back home. Or because officially, so you can't come back home. But because how out of the blue Moa Paramasil. Because and then I just had a thought, if she has the liver to say this to me, so now how is she looking at trying?
So with me and more friendship here too, it hasn't really affected my relationship. I think solely because I make sure my woman understands where I am, spiritually, socially, and emotionally. At the end of the day, it's up to me to make her understand this is where I am.
His relationship, and if anything, she's never had a problem with me. Our friendship doesn't even need to threaten. She knows herself. She's aligned. Have I ever been, have seen something that I don't want to see? And if I'm just knowing because then that's fine. I just keep it to myself. I've had conversations with the other gender, and they would say, Well, how does the develop Yeah, so I mean it was Lamlankitel. So in that area, no.
Consultation would be at a level of conversation. And I know she's gonna get good. Okay, now it's not the normal kind of conversation. He's trying to get to something or find out something.
I always stay away from consulting relationships that are close to me. You know, in tapping into asking I'm gonna end up seeing things that you didn't want to tell me or you didn't tell me initially.
I think what's very important, what people should understand is the point of departure. And what I mean by that is, I must understand Uti, just because she's gifted like that, that's her own, it's not mine.
This thing is in you. It knows better. It has put you where you are today because you need to be there. That's a 10 billion lako, because if you weren't the one, it wouldn't have chosen you. It wouldn't even have made plans and fought so much.
Kuyajabulisa ukubona umngani between uTribe Franco and of course Mo. Basebenzele, they understand ukuthi ngempela kwenzakalani and they have an idea of what they need to sacrifice. I mean, asikwazi ukudla manje ukudla into ethize because we need to be considerate of abangani bethu who have a different journey njengabantu abafana nama vegetarian. But singithatha umlayezo la quickly ku Facebook sithi sifunde sithi uMorgan boy uthi ke yena, yes, I wouldn't mind dating a sangoma. There are people just like us, they need to be loved too. Let's
quickly go to an ad break. When we come back, we have a conversation, just understanding now what are some of the perceptions that we can take away or learn from today's show in general and also from Batshbaleng Dingaka. Please stay with us.
Buti namhlanje sikhuluma nge-healing nama-relationships. Sacela ubuza, do you think as abantu emphakathini asinaki indlela abantu abaphila ngayo abanesipho like izangoma, inyanga, abaprofethi? Do you think sinokunganaki kahle so that siyazi ukuthi baphilile impilo kanjani?
Yeah, unganaki nathini singabathathi njengabantu abafana nathi kanti siyafana. Lento yokungenwa yidlozi ayikhethi kwamina njengoba especially njengoba ngumZulu oyonke iculture ekholela ezintweni zesiZulu, kwamina ngagcina ngithwasa nomnini akuyonto engayibalekela. So fanele sazi ba abantu abafana nathi ngoba nami kusasa ngavuka idlozi mali ngitshela ukuthi ngibe isangoma ngeke kuphikise lokho ngaba isangoma.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ingoba senzo ukungazi thina ukuthi mhlambe bona baphila kanjani, kwenzeka kanjani, bona bekwazi ukubona thina singakwazi thina abanye kodwa bona bekwazi ukubona. Kodwa ke nawo ngicela ukuthi kuyisipho sabo ke sasemadlozeni, so into abangeke bekwazi beyibalekele leyo.
Singayitshintsha njani imicabango yabantu abangenaso lesipho lesi so that babathuthe kahle laba abantu abanaso sipho?
Khona kunzinyana umuntu mangabe engakholelwa kuleyo nto leyo. Kodwa ke ungakwazi ukuthi umuntu ukhulume naye umuntu umtshele no, nami lento le ngiyiphiwa akuyona nami into engizenzele yona. Yabo nje ukuzala umuntu okhubazekile, yabo akuyento hamba ukuthi hayi cene ninikeze umuntu okhubazekile, yabo kumele nomunye umuntu nombana ayiqonde lonto le, yabo.
Ngokwami mhlambe ngamele sizame ukuthi mhlambe sizame sixhumane nomunye wabo oyisangoma akasichazele mhlambe kwenzeka kanjani, kwaqala kanjani ukuze kungangokuthi mhlambe ufike ekutheni uyaboniswa noma unabadala abamphethe.
No, into ekufanele kufike kuqala mawubona loya muntu onjengalo kufanele ufike ukuthi unanga umuntu owazi inkinga zakho, nanga umuntu owazi abantu abadala. Kufanele sikujabulele kwesinye isikhathi ukubona kanje.
Leziphi ezinye izindlela esingabafundisa ngazo abantu, sifikelele kubo bonke abantu, sibafundise uba abantu sihlala nabaphi emphakathini bayasiza, kodwa khumbula ukuthi abantu ekugcineni kosuku. Singasebenzisa ziphi indlela zokubafundisa?
Ngathi kwakhona lokho esikwenzayo namanje nje kuseyikho lokho ngoba bazohamba befunda abantu bebona ukuthi singathini barongo kahle, yabona barongo ngoba nayo umuntu isiphiwo sakhe leso, yabo ngeke ungishintshe into engiyona, yayibona lonto leyo.
Abantu abasha mesibanika ixwayiso ethile ngokuthi kwenzakalani mangabe ubalekele abantu abadala, mhlambe yini engenzeka kuwe, kumele bazi lezo zinto ezikanjalo, then mhlambe bazobona ukuthi mangabe unabantu abadala kumele wamukele futhi uphile njengabanye abantu.
bethuna mna lento ndifuna uyenza lula masivuleni ingqondo zethu, read up on these things, buza imibuzo xa ugodukile, xa udibana nomuntu owenza lento, do not feel like wena you are superior or anything like that. Masithetheni sizokwazi uba siqonde uba izinto zihamba kanjani na. Think about how wena uphilisa abantu ngomculo, omnye uphilisa abantu ngokusebenzisa izandla zakhe. What if someone would judge you for doing that? It cuts deep now. Dimkile mna.
Sijabulisa ukwazi ukuthi wena usasekhona noma uhleli kuphi anywhere in South Africa la ku Daily Thetha siyakwamukela. And I've learned so much namhlanje when it comes to the different perceptions and lendlela abantu babona ngazo izinto when it comes to people's gifts. And a gift is something that when accepted ngendlela right ikunika ama blessings ngendlela ezingafani. But with that being said, abantu still need to change.
Yeah, I think let's go. We've got Gogo Ndlondo back on our line. Hello Gogo, Thokoza. Sikhona njani? I siyabonga, the line is definitely much more clearer. Gogo, you know, just throughout the show we are getting a feeling ukuthi people have perceptions about your gifts. Dimpota lona. How do we get people to change those perceptions so that we can build, because you guys are also human just like us?
The thing is, we are humans, just like you guys, and we're normal people, and we've got things that we do that are just like you guys. And to change the position is to break that barrier, like I think on our country, of a higher sense of being, or so to speak. Yes, you have the gift. Yes, you have the ability to see, you have the ability to divine, you have the ability to heal. But you are also human at the end of the day. And we all have different issues and different problems. I mean, we want to do the same as anybody else. I mean, I'm turning 30 next week. I would like to have had a birthday, but obviously circumstances don't allow. But because I'm so young and I still want to be free and live my life, my family and my friends and the people around me have accepted me for who and what I am. And yes, mango go and mango can. So it's just about those two worlds being interlinked but also being separated in a way.
And Kambe Gogo, would you say ukuthi ubudlelwano bakho nabantu is easier or harder because of your gift?
Because sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's harder. Because it depends on how the person accepts you, or how the person reacts to you, or how the person behaves around you. So there are people who make it easier for you. Especially for me, my very close circle makes it very easy for me. It's when I then move out to spaces where I'm not really close to those people, or I'm not really aligned to those people where I need to adjust myself, so I don't make other people feel uncomfortable. But I'm not ashamed of my gift, and I'm not scared of it either. So if the next person is scared, I will put them at ease in terms of, I'm not here to tell you in Dabazako or anything like that. I'm just here to chill with friends, if that's what is happening. Or I'm just at the store, or I'm just going about my life, if you know what I mean.
Kodwa sometimes unokuphahlukela, sometimes uthi indaba ibambile imani iphunyuke. Has it ever happened to you?
It does happen. Obviously, and you are in the midst of people. But before I even tell somebody, I ask them if they are comfortable, because it's very important to establish a relationship of trust. If a person is not comfortable, you can't tell them, in my personal opinion. Different people do it differently. I'll ask you first, Nicolette or Musa, I have this. Nothing that I'd really like to share with you. Would you like me to share it with you? If you say no, I will respect that boundary.
That's very interesting, Gogo. And just one last question. What do then the fake healers do for your guys' perception, not necessarily perception, but reputation more? Because we do come across fake. So we do come across fake healers, or people that want to put on a front of being a healer. What message would you like to deliver to them, because they also damage your guys' reputation?
I think the message I would give to fake healers is that the relationship of trust between Abangoma and the community is already very strained. And it's already very difficult to establish that proper relationship of trust. And then somebody is going to come and tarnish that way even further. They're making the boundary and the life that we live even more difficult. Because people find it very difficult to approach Abangoma sometimes. They will wait until the problems are so bad. And when the problems are so bad, it's so much harder to heal a person than to fix. Whereas if a person just comes when things are still okay, but because they've been burned so many times, they struggle with that relationship. I went through it as well when I was going on my journey of healing. I went only to find this person has their own agendas. I went to the next place only to find it was until I found the right place. And when I did find the right place, my heart was no longer in it the way it was supposed to, because I've been hurt so badly by this whole fake thing. So to the fake healers out there that are giving us a bad name, we've struggled and we've fought for these gifts that we have, and it's not easy. So please don't make it harder for us.
Thank you so much, Gogo.
Sibonge kakhulu isikhathi sakho. Sijabula ukuthi ube nathi la ku SABC 1 weekday Thetha. First kwalokho, we got to find out on the streets of Johannesburg, of South Africa, ukuthi what are you thinking? Now, have it understanding ukuthi Twitter is there, Instagram is there, and noma sakuphela isikhathi sesomanje sizwalelise sibonge ukuthi sitholile ithuba.
And remember, guys, that we don't have studio audience or studio guests. That's why you're seeing quite a lot of people that are coming through on our screens. But if you want to have a conversation with us, remember that you can send your video calls, your voice notes on 0723161329. But as always, njengonjwayelo, siyabonga. Conversation carries on social media. Thank you and bye-bye.
Siyabonga.